Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're having a really great day. Today, as you will have seen from the title of this video, I'm coming to you with a book haul. So these are all the books that I got given as gifts for Christmas. Some of them I asked for, some of them were complete surprises, and my family and friends really did get it very right. So I thought I would show you all of the books that I got for Christmas and the ones that I have already read, the ones that I'm currently reading, what's next on my TBR out of these, what I liked if I asked for it, what I like the sound of, all that good stuff. So the first books I'm going to start with are the two books that my grandparents got me for Christmas. The first one is one that I asked for, and that is Dolly Alderton's Ghosts. If you've been following my channel for a while, or you follow me on Instagram, or basically you're on Instagram, you'll know that Dolly Alderton brought out a book a couple of years ago now called Everything I Know About Love, which is amazing. It's not fiction, it's sort of her story, things she's been through, her experiences, and everything she's learned about different kinds of love along the way. And this book, Ghosts, is her first foray into fiction. And I'd heard loads and loads of people raving about it. Obviously the cover is and the spine are super, super beautiful. So I was very excited to get this, and I asked my grandparents to get me this one for Christmas. I am typically not, if you've been around these parts for a while, you'll know this, I'm typically not a contemporary book reader, so books set in the now that are sort of relationship based, but Dolly Alderton's first book, Everything I Know About Love, made me cry on the train. It's spectacular. I've lent it to like multiple friends. I loved it, so I just had to pick this up. I'm currently 60 this far through. I've already turned corners over, already underlined things. It's already been really good. I say it's not fancy. It's sort of a bit of a slow-paced contemporary set in the real world, so it's really cool, especially because it's set in London, and it's kind of, there's so much of it that I recognise from my own life, my own experiences. So it's not particularly fast-paced and gripping, but I am really intrigued. We follow a character called Nina. She's a bit older than me. She's about 32, but so far so good. And the other book that my grandparents got me is one that was a complete surprise. Seemingly my granddad saw about this in the newspaper and was determined to get it for me. And it is this book, like how flipping cute. So it's by Anushka Fernando and Bertie the Pug, and it's called Happy Dog Days at the Pug Cafe. Adventures of one special pug and his friends, and it's based on the true story of Bertie the Pug. And yeah, what's the back say? It's a story of Bertie the Pug and his owner Anushka, and something that turned into the first pug cafe, or our dog cafe, the world's first cafe for dogs. I love pugs, French bulldogs, really I love any kind of dogs. My grandparents know this, so as I say, seemingly my granddad saw this advertised in his newspaper and was like, we are getting this for Holly for Christmas, so I'm really excited to read it. It just looks like, obviously adorable. It's about dogs, like, need I say more? And then the other three books I got for Christmas were off my dad and stepmother. The first one is one that I asked for, and it's actually a comic book. So it's The Old Guard by Ruka Fernandez, Miwa and Win. This is book one, Opening Fire, which I think it's 6 original comic books combined into one. So I wanted to get this as it was very recently released on Netflix as a film with, is it Charlize Theron? It's Charlize Theron who plays one of the main characters called Andy. I watched it in like autumn last year now. Absolutely loved it. It's such a cool concept. It's about people with who are immortal, and they suddenly get these powers and they can't die, and there's a group of them and how they find each other, and the film was great. I loved it. I would highly recommend it if you're looking for a film to watch. But it's based on a comic book, so I got that for Christmas for my dad and my stepmother, and I loved it. I am definitely going to be ordering book two of this. This comic book and the film are completely in line in terms of where they end. So I'm definitely going to get number 2, and then I can sort of, if they do another film, I already know what happens. But it's I've already read this. I read this in one sitting. I'm going to be filming a review of this after I film this video, actually. But I really, really loved this. It was such a cool comic book. The whole thing has got a very sort of so I say it's split into like 5 or 6 what would have been the original comics, and each one's got a different sort of colouring. So there's the beginning ones are very like purpley undertones, and then as it goes on there's some with a bit more blue undertones, and it's just really cool artwork. and colouring, and it sort of really sets the mood. It's quite graphic and bloody. It's very fast-paced and fun. Like, there's not much more I can say. So if you're looking for a comic book, maybe to get for yourself or for a friend, and you're looking for something which is maybe a bit different than your average, definitely check this out. And the next book I got at the moment is another one that I asked for, and it is The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. This is flipping massive, like really big fantasy, as you might be able to tell from the title, about witches. We follow 3 sisters, so it's set in 1893, so it's like historical fantasy. And we follow the Eastwood sisters, so James, Agnes and Beatrice, who join the suffragists of New Salem and begin to pursue a world that is completely forgotten. So in 1893 there is no such thing as witches. There used to be, but then they disappeared. And this is also related to sort of women getting the vote. So one of the things is if the modern woman wants any measure of power, she must find it in the ballot box. So it's a combination of like magic, defiance, sisterhood, power, all that stuff. So I'm really intrigued. And then the final book that I got for Christmas, again off my dad and my stepmother, is by Charlie Mackey, and it's The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse. I didn't ask for this. I've been wanting to read this book for a long time. It has been critically acclaimed, won loads and loads of awards. You can buy the prints if you don't know. It's sort of it's a graphic novel. Like, it's a story about a boy, a mole, a fox and a horse, and all of the pages are really, really beautifully illustrated, telling the story of these 4 characters. It's so beautiful and so poignant, and a lot of the commentary is sort of about mental health and relationships, and I'm all for that. I read this again in one sitting, so I've already read 2 books this year, which is like a flipping miracle for me. I love this, and I think this is one that I will keep going back to. I've taken loads and loads of pictures. I've already used one of the the quotes from this on my Instagram as a caption. I really enjoyed it. So it was a really, really lovely gift to get, and I think I might definitely one day when I get my own house end up maybe getting some of the prints, for some of the illustrations of this as prints, just because they are beautiful. So those are the 5 books that I got for Christmas this year. As I said, I've already read a couple of them, and some of them were complete surprises, which was so lovely because clearly my family know me very, very well at this point. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you read any of these books / comic books already. What did you think? Are any of them on your TBR? I'd love to have a chat with you guys. I hope you have an amazing day. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy this. There's always new content coming from me. This year I'm planning on being much better with uploading my book review videos. I'm aiming to do a book review video for every book that I read. Actually, once I finish filming this, I'm going to film a book review, so that'll be coming soon. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to like and subscribe, and have an amazing day. Bye.